Hello, everyone. It's Saturday morning. Cheers. 24th, yeah, of February. Month's almost over. Well, folks, what a whirlwind of a week, really. Starting with Monday, interviewing Chester Thompson, making a personal connection with him after the interview. Yesterday, a dream come true to talk to literally one of my favorite musicians of all time, Steve Hackett. That was sorry about the the cutoff. I knew it was coming, but at the same time, if there's a timer that shows you how much minutes you have left, I didn't have it up, so I didn't see. I have no expectation to be able to speak to Steve Hackett again. That would be great if it happens, but the fact that it happened at all was a blessing. It was fantastic to just that was awesome. People, you're also very kind. You're so very kind. A friend of mine in Lincoln, Nebraska, Jared Alberico, Nebraska Junior is the name that he goes by. I've been in two bands with Jared, two of his bands in the past, Love Slave and Jared and the Do-Rights. It's a great guy. He's a good friend. Anyway, he saw all the fact that I was going to talk to Steve Hackett and messaged me and said, I have a gift for you. It arrived yesterday. Apparently, he saw the Revisited tour in 2019, got this flat signed, and also the tour book signed. And he sent it to me. Wow. I'm so sorry that the conversation got cut off. I don't use Zoom enough to want to pay for it, and it's $160 a year, and I've had someone offer use of their account, and I don't want to do that. It's just So anyway, I have another one coming up. It just kind of fell in my lap next week. Yeah, okay. So I'll use this one. So next week I get to talk to Martin Barr, or is it Barry? I need to look it up. Is it Martin Barr or Martin Barry? The amazing guitarist who was with Jethro Tull for the longest, and to my estimation, really doesn't get the recognition that he deserves for his contribution to the amazing sound of the band. Jethro Tull is obviously Ian Anderson's project, but Martin Barr, I think, is a vital connection. The guitar is so vital in the history of rock music. That's scheduled for next Friday, March 1st. Thanks again to you folks who have been helpful behind the scenes in making all these things happen. It's amazing. It really is. And it's just awesome. Thank you. So, a couple things, if I can get it right. So after doing the chat with Steve yesterday, which again, I'm sorry it got cut off. I could have talked to him all day. Grapefruit. Well, I knew I was going down to Homer's because of the release of the latest can. Here it is. but I also went to Grapefruit. I'll get to that. So I went to Homer's because this got released yesterday internationally. Cannes Live in Paris, 1973. This is the one that we've been waiting for, with Damo Suzuki on vocals, and this is the shit. This was well worth waiting for. It's that strange blend that they had of the propulsive rhythms, the music, the way it snakes around the rhythms, and then the timbre. A lot of it is the timbre of Damo Suzuki's voice. It's I don't have the right word for it. So I went down and grabbed this. I also went to Grapefruit, but let me show you what else. I bought one other new album. And this was another guest recently. Mick Conroy, the bass player from Modern English. If you haven't seen, he was recently. Check my playlist for my interviews with people. So we talked about this. This is their brand new album, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Modern English back on track. Their first couple albums are excellent. Mesh and Lace and After the Snow, they're excellent. And this is a return to form. They haven't gone back in time. I like that color too. I like that. It's them doing what they do best, and the songs are, as I had discussed with Mick in the interview, they're bass driven. A lot of this music, when you listen to it, one of the prime ingredients that's driving the music is the bass line and also the sound of the bass. Mick has a distinct bass tone. And I've already played this twice all the way through, even though yesterday was a very exciting day, from the Steve Hackett on. I'll get to Grapefruit in a second. They had one record in the used for me. Klaus Schulze, 10. Didn't have this. It's in great condition. I played just a bit of this last night, but this is in great shape. It's got the booklet. It's got the book, and it's on one of my favorite labels, Brain. So I was very, very happy to get that stuff. Now that's really where I intended to stop yesterday. I knew I was going to get those because I've been trying to just, pinch my pennies, hoping to get some things done around the house this spring. Excuse me. But if you're on Instagram and you happen to follow Grapefruit Records, they posted 2 updates yesterday for the used section, and it was like, okay, I gotta go. It was a bunch of German stuff. Most of it I had, but I saw a couple titles where it's like, I better go down there and check this out. I could see that some of these titles were not originals, that they are, and that some of them were actually boots, but it got me to go down. So I went down to Grapefruit yesterday, and David Nance was working. He works at Grapefruit part-time. So I got to hang out with David and chat and just bullshit for a while, and asked him how the record is doing. And the record is doing pretty well. He let me know that the green vinyl version, the limited edition, is sold out from Third Man. Now, you can find it probably in stores, but it's sold out. All the copies have been sold. So, if you see a green vinyl version of David Nance and Mowed Sound and you're interested in the record, which I'm really happy with, grab it. I don't know that David is going to do the sort of numbers where he will chart anywhere. I don't know. I'm just happy for him and happy for me. I like David quite a bit. I bought some used records at Grapefruit yesterday. But before I forget, another cool thing happened this morning. I get up and I'm checking my mail and make the connection regarding the Martin Barr interview for next Friday. And I see an email from Mike Watt, formerly of the Minutemen, Firehose, his bands. I'm going to be a guest on his podcast next month. I forget the date. But it's an email from him, and he says, hey, this is sort of last minute, but I'm sitting in on bass with Porno for Pyros, Perry Farrell's project band. They're playing here in La Vista tonight. And he said, you want me to put you on the guest list? Well, sure. Wow, I've seen Jane's Addiction. I wasn't interested in the show, honestly, but that's a wonderful thing to have happen, to be invited to the show, put on the guest list, which means I'll have access, so I can probably meet the other people, and that would be worth it to go and hang out with Mike Watt and Perry Farrell and the rest of the people playing. So that happened out of the blue. That's tonight. I'm planning to go. Very nice of Mike. It's a blessing. These are the sort of things I loved, and these are the sort of things that I wanted to happen. Not get rich, but to have these experiences and to have the connection with the artists themselves, which that meant so much to me that Steve Hackett even had any interest in me and what I do. It just blew me away. So, what did I get yesterday? I got a few records. David Behrman, Music with Memory, with Takahiso Kosugi on violin. This is that early experimental stuff where they're working with drones, overtones, long sustained, this is, I've only listened to the first part, the first piece, interspecies small talk. This stuff is Zen-like. It can be like watching TV where, you're engaged in it, or it can be like becomes this presence, this space that you're in, and things happen when you, or I should say I say you because you can experience it too. When you let go of the first person need to be entertained and just let things happen, is when music like this really comes alive. And it happened last night. I had so much going on, I didn't listen to the whole album. But in the short time I played this, it was like, this is magical. This is deep. It's drawing. It just draws you in. So here, I saw these in the update, and I knew these are bootlegs. Kraftwerk 1 and 2. I knew they were. So I wasn't interested in these, actually, because I have originals of both of these albums right here. Oh, excuse me. I have them the original. This one goes all the way back to my teen years. So they belong to the Reese brothers. I've mentioned them many times. They gave this to me. This is an original. And then not too long ago, I found, and I had one, and this one got stolen. And I got to replace it not too long ago. In the last few years, I found an original in really good shape. So I was gonna leave these, but I like colored vinyl, and so when I saw that these are boots, but it's green, I said, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna get it." With my discount, it made it worth it. I didn't like the price on this. Okay, it wasn't. It was a bit elevated, but I got my discount that helped. The pressing on this is awful. It's terrible. But again, it was a pleasure buy. I didn't need this at all. I saw that they were on colored vinyl. You heard me say many times how I like colored vinyl. So I grabbed these. I grabbed them both. They had Ralph and Florian too, but that was a bootleg, as well as these. It wasn't colored. I have an original Ralph and Florian, and had it been a different color, I'd have bought it, just for the fun. This one plays better than the Kraftwerk 2, but both of these pressings are atrocious. A very good example of where quality control was not involved, and it's just very dirty. It's very dirty. Okay, what else did I get? I got a few more records. Yeah, it was like a celebration, and then hanging out with David, and we talked about, the near future and stuff, and exciting times. I feel blessed. I'm grateful and thankful. This is something that didn't come out when it was made, came out years later. German band Golem had been interested in this, and they had this. So I'm grabbing it. This is that spacey sound. A lot of organ on this one. Heavy on the Hammond organ on this one. Again, I just touched base with this, so this will be something to dive into today. Golem. Ennio Morricone, the famous Italian soundtrack composer. They had this down there. I love soundtracks, but I love presentation, and it's like, how am I going to leave this record down there in the used section? I look at that. Spasmo, music by Ennio Morricone. The cover, I love the music, I do. And this is a good one. But the cover, it's like, look at that. I love stuff like that. Okay? A few more, and then I'm out of here. This is a bootleg, but it's the one Guru Guru album that I've been after. I used to have Dance of the Flames. No, I didn't. My friends did. I never could find a copy. But Hinten, I think this is their first solo album with that really gross looking, probably Manny Newmeyer's butt. That is a very unattractive behind. Hinten. And that's just so guru and underground hippie thinking. And this album is fantastic. It's a psychedelic mess. I love Guru Guru. Few more. 4 more. One of these I haven't even played yet. Adelbert Von Deyen, Sternzeit. This is a reissue on Bureau B. It's that floaty Klaus Schulze sort of electronics. This is good. I have one other album of his. This, very relaxing, wonderful. The Awakening, Hear, Sense, and Feel. It's a reissue, black vinyl. I've just played a little bit of this. You folks that know this label, Black Jazz, and what this was about, you know what you're getting with these. It's really people music, beautiful, beautiful. This was a nice find, real nice in the used. This is the Stephen Wilson alternate mixes, alternate takes version of Lark's Tongues in Aspic, King Crimson. Excuse me, the whole album is alternate takes. It's not the one that came out originally. Stephen Wilson remixes, except for Easy Money. And this is noticeably different takes than the original. Pretty cool. And the last thing I found on there that I haven't played yet, I got it primarily because it's on the Limelight series, Mercury Records, Santur, Tunbuk, and Tar. Music and drum rhythms from Iran. Pretty much anything I can find on the Limelight label from the 60s and 70s, I grab it because it's some interesting stuff. So that's what's up. That's 20 minutes, folks. I could go on and on and on and on and on. I've gotten more orders for Digital Sex. Like I said, you just email me for details. I'm not gonna put it back on Bandcamp. I'm just gonna avoid that. But the CD is available. Bandcamp Friday is next Friday. Thank you, folks, so much. It's just it's a pleasure to share this with you. This love of music. Music heals. These are some of the best people in the world. Artists. They can be some of the worst too, but we don't see, well, the artists that I like and the kind of music and artists I like to follow are not the sort of people who are causing destruction and problems in the world. We are the ones who, and I will say we are the ones who want to see healing. So, it's a blessing. Okay, if you haven't watched the Steve Hackett or Chester Thompson interviews, go to my playlist and watch them. Have a good weekend.